In this class, we will continue our loop discussion, and we're going to introduce a new loop concept called while loop. So let me first create a while loop Python file, and I will go ahead and paste the loan payment calculator code in here, and I will explain how this works. First, I created a loan balance or $200,000, and monthly payment is about $1,200, and with annual rate about 4.5%, and the monthly rate is simply annual rate divided by 12. Here, I will start with my first payment number, 0, and then define the total interest paid as 0 as well, because I haven't done any calculation yet, so both are 0. And then I will print some sort of tabular tables here. That's why I'm using a tabular space here. So in this tabular table, I have 4 columns: payment column, balance, interest, and principal. So and look at this line. The line 13 is the while loop itself. This is saying as long as the loan balance is greater than 0, do below. Right? Do the things below. So I will explain, how each line works. Payment number class equal 1. You might be confused by this. This kind of formula is called recursive formula in Python. What this means is you are giving, and this is basically equivalent to payment number equals payment number plus 1. So what this is, well, we're in the while loop, and the first payment number is what? Is 0, right? So it's 0 plus 1 is essentially my new payment number's value. So we're using the preceding payment number's value to give the new value to the new payment number's value. So this is called a recursive formula. This plus equals 1 is essentially saying payment number equals payment number plus 1. So, and while the while loop is true, what's going to happen is first this is 0. So my payment number is equals 0 plus 1 equals 1. And then when I go to the next value, because my payment number right now is 1 plus 1. So now my payment number value is 2. So it incrementally increases the value of the payment number. So this is what plus equals 1 mean. And this may take a while for you to comprehend. So feel free to take some time here, and also, feel free to Google what recursive formula is if you want to learn something deeper. So now with the payment number set, so the next is for us to calculate the interest. So the interest payment is simply the loan balance times monthly rate, and then we can calculate the principal payment by using, because we know the monthly payment is 1,200. This is fixed, right? So as long as the loan balance is greater than monthly payment total minus the interest payment, then basically the principal amount should equal to the monthly payment minus the interest payment. If the loan balance is less than the monthly payment, then essentially what's going to happen is the principal payment would equal to the loan balance at the end, right? And this is essentially last payment. And then the last payment for the monthly payment would be the principal payment plus the interest payment. And with this, we will need to update the balance and the totals at after each round of calculation. So the loan balance here is minus and equals principal payment. And again, this is another recursive formula, and please challenge yourself and write out what this recursive formula means, right? Just like the one I did here, try yourself, write out this recursive formula and what does this really mean. And then same thing, the total interest paid is plus equal interest payment. And what does this recursive formula mean? So, and next we will print every 12th payment. So basically we have a yearly summary here. And basically if we payment number percentage 12, if it's equals zero, basically if it's fully, it can be fully divided by zero. Essentially it's at the end of the year, right? Because it's divisible by 12. Or payment balance is less than or equal to zero, meaning you're at the end of the payment. Then basically print this statement, print the payment numbers with the loan balance and interest payment and the principal payment. Um, and and also we want to limit this, like in case this is a super large loan that goes on to like 500 years, we don't want to print all 500 years the monthly payment. So we can limit we can limit if it's greater than 360 months, we will break the loop. This is what the break statement will mean, and which we will cover in our next class. And this break will simply break the loop if it goes to more than 360 months. And then after the loan balance is after all those is calculated, we will basically print the payment numbers and the loan, like basically show how long the loan is paid off, and then also the total interest paid for the entire loan, right? So this is what we're gonna show at the end. So with this, let's go ahead and run this program. And this is essentially how we're doing this. We're printing this every 12 months, basically have a yearly summary here. And then at the end, like the loan will stop at 263. And this is where you see like this one is not triggered, right? This payment number is greater than 360, then we will break the loop. But the loan is paid off before the 30 years. So this is why we're not seeing that. And basically we quickly wrote a program that can do the loan amortization for us. And I know this might be very confusing to you all, so you have to take your time to read every single line again and make sure you type every single line of the code here in your VS Code and run it yourself and try to explain every single line to yourself to make sure you catch up with this. Thank you.